Every day for 30 days, I'm posting a tip about immigrating from America to Norway if you're considering doing so, as many are after the most recent presidential election. Day 10. We're going to talk about the language a little more. This is a super common question I got asked about the language, and I started learning Norwegian at the age of 13 from an immersion boarding school, basically in America, where I also was memorizing pizza commercials in Norwegian and studying the culture deeply. So my experience with what it's like to move here in the language is not really representative. So I thought I would bring in somebody who's more representative of the typical American immigrant experience, my husband, who was dragged here knowing nothing. And I'm going to have him talk to you about those things. That's what he said he wanted to share about.
Hello, I am husband. I know that she's already talked about the language, but there's a key thing that I think people, Americans in general, probably just aren't used to, immigrating to new countries. So maybe this is just me not thinking about it, but I think it might be indicative of how Americans might tend to approach things in general, especially in a country like Norway that is really, really good at English. But it's worth saying, it's worth getting in your head and thinking about it, that Google Translate or similar apps is going to be your best friend. Because Norwegians are really good at English. And you can walk into some store or whatever, please, I need help, I am but an American peon, and they will help you. But it is still Norway, and they do speak Norwegian, bokmål, and even nynorsk, which, thankfully you don't have to worry about most of the time. Sorry, Norwegians. But every official communication that you get, whether it's from school or from the government, all the websites, sometimes websites will have an English section, but they will not have all the information that you need. Everything official is in Norwegian. So even if you can get by with English, everything that you will need to do to come to the country and remain in the country is going to be in Norwegian. And you have to translate it, and you have to communicate back. Often in Norwegian. A lot of times I sent plenty of emails. It's unnskyld, jeg snakker engelsk. It's excuse me, I speak English. Well, at least prep that I'm about to give them a huge English thing. And by the way, I've done that plenty of times, and I've gotten responses back in Norwegian. I'm they can understand my English just fine, but maybe the person is not comfortable communicating back in English, even though they can understand my English. They will write back in Norwegian. So it's just a constant thing that you will be in a country that uses a different language, and you have to just be aware of that as you go through things.